Let me get cracking on YouTube. This shirt is entirely too small. I hope people don't notice that my shirt is too small. But I'm telling y'all, my shirt is too small. So it is what it is. I'm just trying to hurry up and get this show done. Doggy dog. What's going on, Real Spill Pod? I ain't even started. I hope Deuce's loud ass button clicking ain't gonna be in my show. Cause that nigga clicking them buttons loud as shit. Can y'all hear this nigga clicking them buttons on Instagram? I don't know. But once I get past the minute, what's going on, girl? What's the tea? Once I get past this little 1 minute point on YouTube, when I can start cussing, then I will be using my profanity. You could hear that button pushing, cause that nigga clicking them buttons loud as hell. All right, let me see. Oh yeah, we are at a minute. What's going on, Trail? Let me go ahead and get that in. Only the niggas on Twitch is gonna see that I got this tight ass T-shirt on. It's a bad look. And then there was bass. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Uncle Dolemite of the Too Much Game Podcast, live from the sanctuary once again. I gotta check my headphones. I hope it's my headphones that's making that and not my roadcaster because I can't hear shit out of my left ear, my nigga. Like, this is the reason that I use my headphones as I record my show. And of course, Brownie will be trying to literally FaceTime me right now. And I would be able to FaceTime, but I think that'd interrupt my show if I was to try to FaceTime Brownie. So I'm gonna have to like text her or something, or like figure out a way to contact her and let her know I'm recording right now. What's the motherfucking deal? 12 Cal, John Watson. What's that? West Coast original and all that shit, man. Let me turn that music off because that music is definitely like a low key distraction. And I know Brownie gonna be pissed off like, Daddy, I tried to FaceTime you. Why you didn't answer? Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Nigga shirt tight in the motherfucker. Like I always address the elephant in the room. My nigga, I am a comedian. And funny shit is funny shit. My nigga, yeah, nigga, my shirt tight in the motherfucker, my nigga. I really thought that this shirt was gonna look different before I put it on. Like in the dresser, it looked cool. When I picked up out the drawer, held it up, it looked cool. When I put it on, this motherfucker is choking me, my nigga. This shirt tight than a bitch. What's going on, KC? Yes, of course. People see that my shirt tight than a motherfucker. It is what it is, my nigga. You know, niggas wear tight ass t-shirts every now and then. I was in a hurry. I got shit to do. My daughter ain't home. You know, I got to hurry up and get the show out the way. I got to go charge my car. I got to get school clothes. I got to take my kids to the jump park. I got a lot going on. So I was like, let me just throw a fucking t-shirt on. Because on some real shit, nigga, I was about to just fucking do the show with a white beard on. But, fuck it. Y'all niggas got the tight ass green t-shirt. Nigga, I'm going to get this motherfucker to Deuce or Brownie or something. I don't even think Deuce will probably fit this motherfucker. I don't know. I'm going to give it to one of my kids. But anyway, today's episode is gonna be about adapting, my nigga. You know, shout out to the homeboy Ant Jr. You know, stand-up comedian out this 909 area code that I live in and shit. You know, we do a lot of shows together. You know, a lot of open mics and shit like that. Like, you know, that's the little my little partner, my nigga. You know, like we was on the phone for like 3.5 hours, and you know, a nigga was just giving that nigga some little ism on the game of comedy and shit. You know, like how to perform in front of these people, like how to get those laughs and all that good shit. And like one of the main themes to the conversation that we was having was having the ability to adapt to the crowd. You know, like when you a comedian, you know, of course your jokes is what you know what you come to the audience with. Like, oh, I got this written, this. I got all these jokes and all this shit. But at the same time, you know, sometimes when you go to do your performance, the jokes that you brought might not land the way that you want them to. Like, you know, it happens. Like the what was that Friday night? I did. We both did a bar, And I came with some jokes that I really thought was gonna hit. I thought I had some real good material. But the material that I brought, it wasn't working, my nigga. My jokes was not landing. These ain't my A1 jokes, nigga. These was like some shit that I had wrote to like work out at this particular venue. But them motherfuckers wasn't hitting on shit, my nigga. And the thing was, I've been to this venue multiple times. So it's like I'm not finna go to material that I know that these people have heard before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do some off the cuff type shit. Because like I was explaining to him, every audience isn't the same, so all of your jokes can't be the same. And I was telling him like it's like a metaphor for life in general. Like nigga, like anything that you do, the tools that you bring to the job might not be the correct tools for that job that you're doing. So you got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to improvise. Like you got to be able to pivot out of certain shit. Every time that you come into like even like sports, you might have a certain set of moves that you think gonna work, but your opponent might be ready for that. So you got to be able to do some other shit. Your opponent might be tall, so you ain't gonna be able to shoot over him. You're gonna have to go around him. Your opponent might be quicker than you, so you might not be able to beat him off the dribble. You might have to do some step backs and shoot over him. Like you gotta find ways to pivot through life, my nigga. Like that's with everything. Like there's some shit that you gonna be able to do, and it's gonna be like, yeah, man, I went into the venue and oh man, they was hollering, they was crying, laughing. Everything was funny. They loved it. And that's cool. But there's gonna be certain times, nigga, them jokes is not gonna hit like you thought they was gonna hit. Like them motherfuckers might have hit at your last 4 shows, but on show number 5, them motherfuckers ain't doing nothing. And that's when you need to learn how to pivot out of that shit. What's the deal, Mark? Sports for You podcast, sports number 4, letter U. Y'all niggas go check that shit out. Live Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific time. But like I said, my nigga, like sometimes you gotta be able to, like counteract, like, okay, these jokes ain't gonna work in this crowd. What's going on, Friends with Billy podcast? Like when the jokes wasn't landing, you gotta look at the crowd. But the thing is, you never blame the crowd. Because like I was telling him, what's that? Just Tire Brand LLC. I think that's how you pronounce it. Some of y'all, when y'all be having some of those unique names, pronounce that motherfucker. Cause I am not no hell of a reader. What's going on? What's that? Unique Richard. Thank you for the follow. But like the thing is, like I was telling him, like you gotta analyze the crowd. Like, nigga, if your jokes ain't landing, you have to find what is gonna work. It's just like when you a fucking mechanic and you working on a car. If this particular wrench don't work, you just gotta figure out, okay, I need a bigger or a smaller wrench. Or I need a completely different tool, my nigga. Like, I might need a socket wrench, I might need one of these, a monkey wrench, or however, whatever. But you find the tool for the job. Just like in life, my nigga, like everything don't fit in every place, but you got to find out what fits in the place that you're going into. So like to use comedy, like the set that I was doing, I feel like honestly the jokes that I was trying to perform was not right for the crowd because it wasn't a comedy crowd. Like certain times as a comedian, you got different types of crowds. Like when you in a bar setting, you want to do jokes that are like almost like an inside joke, because like I was explaining to him about it, like a big part of what you do as a comedian, the job that you have as a comedian, is to make everybody in the crowd feel like they're on the inside of an inside joke, like they're a part of the humor. Because if I'm telling a joke like me and one of my homeboys talking about something we did in high school, and you're standing right there and you wasn't involved in that joke not funny to you. So me and this nigga, we rolling, we hollering. Oh man, that was funny as fuck. Oh man, that time that nigga tripped and he had mud on his back. Oh, that shit was funny. He's involved, so it's funny to him. So when you do certain crowds, you want for it to be something that's funny to everybody. You want all of them to be involved in the joke that you're telling. So a big part of what makes comedy, or the art of comedy, is to be able to bring everybody into the inside joke that you're telling. You want everybody to be involved, everybody to be able to relate, everybody to see the humor in what you're saying. So when it came to the joke that I was trying to tell, it was kind of like a joke for people who they're already fans of comedy. So they can already understand the structure of the joke. You know, they already can see where the setup is coming. You know, now they just waiting on the punchline. But this particular crowd, they wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. You know, they didn't understand the cleverness of the scheme that I was trying to put together. And it's not to say that they was dumb. It's just to say that if you halfway paying attention to some shit, like you're not gonna get the nuances of what somebody's trying to say. So when you're playing for a crowd that didn't come for comedy, you kind of want to just talk about shit that's immediately right there that they're gonna understand. Like they're gonna understand how bright the lights are, what color the lights are, or the fact that the DJ is not playing music, or there's a drunk motherfucker in the back that's being loud, or you know you might want to roast somebody. You know the host got a fucked up outfit on, or you know even sometimes when you're doing some self-deprecating humor, like you might want to talk about like how I told y'all, I got this tight ass t-shirt on. You know it's something that everybody who's looking at me can see. I got this overly tight ass t-shirt on. I'm not no muscular nigga, so it's even more noticeable because it ain't like I got muscles busting through this motherfucker. I'm already a skinny nigga as it is, nigga. This shirt is a small. You know, I've gained weight. So now as a nigga, I'm a medium. I'm proud of the fact that I'm a medium. So the fact that this small shirt fit tight on me make me feel like I'm a big nigga. So leave me the fuck alone about the shit. But nigga, like I said, like as a comedian, you want to address those things that everybody can relate to and find it, you know, find the humor in the shit. You know, so like I'm telling him, like, nigga, that's what comedy is about. That's what life is about. Your ability to adapt and solve problems. You know, like a man's job in life, what man was put here for was to solve problems. You know, what a woman likes in a man, when a woman finds a man, and when a man finds a woman, what you're looking for is somebody that's a solution to a problem. What's that? 304's Love Pharaoh. What's the deal? Look like some ism in the motherfucking building. What's happening with you? You know, and that's the fucking thing. Like your job in life is to be a solution to problems. You know, like I would say all the time on this show, if you're not useful, you're useless. If you can't solve problems, you are useless. You know, your use in life is your ability to solve problems. And your ability to solve problems is a whole lot heavy on how you adapt to those problems. What's going on, Star Daniel? Long time no see. Or Star Danielle, as is pronounced. But you know, like I told him, like nigga, your ability to pivot will help you in any situation, especially on these motherfucking stages. Because like I told him, every crowd is not gonna laugh at the same fucking joke. You know, those jokes might laugh. Them motherfuckers might land for 20 different crowds. 20 different motherfuckers might, oh man, that shit killed. It killed in Texas. It killed in Atlanta. It killed in Georgia. It killed in Mississippi. That shit didn't kill in Minnesota though. You know, because like I was telling him, I've seen him do this same material in different settings and it hit every time. But we did one particular open mic, that shit didn't hit at all. And like I told him, nigga, all you gotta do is pivot out of that shit. Like once you see that a particular type of material not working, now you gotta go to your other shit. You know, like as a human being, as an adult, as anything, man, woman, or all that. Like you have to have the ability to have some level of versatility. You know, like I tell motherfuckers about fucking what you call it? Like just conversation in general, my nigga. You know, certain people, like nigga, they not on a certain level, my nigga, like intellectually. You know, and like I said, it's not even about being dumb all the time. You know, because like in music, if you're a DJ and you playing music, my nigga, like if I'm a DJ and I play some Kendrick Lamar, nigga, the crowd might not want to hear that. They might not want to hear no lyricism. They might want to hear some shit about, you know, they might want to hear some ass shaking music. You might want to throw some Glorilla in that motherfucker. Like, you can't be like, oh, I'm only going to play Common. And if y'all don't like Common, y'all just done. I'm going to play this J. Cole. If y'all don't like this J. Cole, y'all just done. No, nigga, I came to do a job, and my job is to entertain the people. So if those people don't like the entertainment that I brought, that's not on them. That's on me because it's my job. I don't blame the problem. I blame the solution, my nigga. You know, nigga, I never want the sickness to be stronger than the solution. Like nigga, I came to do something, and I'm a motherfucking do it. I came to make you niggas laugh. Y'all gonna laugh. You know, nigga, these jokes might not work, but I'm gonna go down to these jokes and I'm gonna make it work like a DJ. What's the motherfucking deal, Baylor? You know, if I came in here and I thought that I was gonna do a set of J. Cole, Kendrick, and all this lyrical shit, but y'all want to shake y'all ass. Oh, don't even trip, nigga. I brought Juvenile too. I brought the Yin Yang Twins too. I got some Moneybag Yo in this motherfucker. I got some Megan Thee Stallion. I got some booty shaking shit. That's the thing. You gotta have the ability to adapt to the motherfuckers that you playing for. Because that's why a whole lot of comedians bomb, my nigga. Because certain comedians feel like, oh well, they just didn't like my humor. Fuck them. And it's like, nigga, you a bad comic if you can't adjust and adapt. Like, nigga, I understand everybody bombs, but a whole lot of niggas bomb not because they had bad material, but because they had the wrong material. And instead of going to the right thing, they said, nigga, I'm gonna just die on this hill. So even though y'all ain't laughing, I'm gonna blame y'all. And like I tell niggas, my mentor told me this shit. Like, this was like one of the first things that he told me when I first started comedy was you never blame the crowd. It's all on you, my nigga. If you don't do it right, that's on you. That ain't on them. You can't blame them for you not doing your job. Because just like you couldn't make them laugh, there was probably 4 other comics that had them dying. So they're not a bad crowd, nigga. They're just a crowd. You did a bad fucking job, nigga. Don't blame them. You blame you. And that's how I am in life in general, my nigga. Like, if there's a problem that I can't solve, I didn't solve the problem. I don't blame the problem. I blame me. I always look at me. What did I do wrong? What's the deal, Shan? And what you say, 12 Kyle, know your personnel, or in this case, know your crowd. Exactly. John Watson, that's pure stubbornness. Yup. Baylor said, check the temperature and adjust to it. Free the billions. Exactly, my nigga. That's the fucking thing. Like, you have to look at yourself. A big reason a lot of motherfuckers will never grow in life is because instead of looking at what they did wrong, they look at everything else. Oh man, that didn't work because this nigga, because that nigga, because that person, because that person, because that person, that person. Like, no, nigga, you got to look at what you did wrong. That's how you grow. That's how you get better. You don't look at what they did, nigga. You look at what you did or what you didn't do. Like, that's how I look at comedy in general. Like, nigga, that's how I look at life in general. Everything I do. If I get bad results, I must have put on a bad fucking performance. I don't blame everybody else, nigga. I blame me. All right, nigga, I got to do better. Even if it was them. Because like something that I tell y'all motherfuckers about yes men and punk ass friends. Nigga, you can't always have them friends that give you participation trophies. Like, it's cool when you got the type of friend to say, oh no, man, you did good, you did good, you did good. But sometimes you do need friends to be like, nah, you fucking suck. That's why they didn't laugh. Because them jokes wasn't funny. Them bitches wasn't hitting. Yeah, you still a good comic, but you fucking suck today. Like those, like I tell y'all all the time, like, if you really my friend, I need those type of friends. I need friends that'll tell me, nah, you still good, but you suck tonight. You did fucking terrible. Like, like, I love honesty. I would rather you hurt my feelings and help me grow than, kiss my ass and leave me fucked up. What's the motherfucking deal, Mr. Shots? That's the thing. And like I was telling him, like, that's the friend I am, my nigga. Like, I'm not like super Mr. Tough Love or nothing like that. Like, I'm not finna shit on you or make you feel bad. But at the same time, like, nigga, sometimes you need that constructive criticism. You need that heartbreaking criticism. You need to hear that shit that you don't want to hear. No, nigga, you didn't do amazing tonight. Even though you are good, nigga, you are talented. I'm not telling you to quit, but tonight you was garbage. That's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, like I was telling him, like, nigga, I knew I was bombing. I said it on the stage, even though I didn't bomb. Like I told y'all, nigga, I'm still undefeated on stage. I haven't bombed yet. But, like I told him, nigga, I started off, it was rough. Because I was starting into the material that I had, and I really thought that shit was gonna work, my nigga. Like, the plan was for that material to do well, my nigga, but it did not, nigga. That shit was falling flat. But like I said, once I noticed that I was bombing, I addressed it. Oh well, shit, nigga, y'all don't like them jokes. I guess I'm bombing. Goddamn. So then I got to talking about this, and that, and then motherfuckers start laughing when it was like, damn. And that nigga noticed that he bombing. Sure the fuck did. Nigga, I started roasting the DJ. I roasted the host. I roasted some non-English speaking motherfucker off to the side. And it wasn't with malicious intent. It just was, like I say, when you do comedy, you want to invite the crowd into the jokes. You want for it to feel like an inside joke. So your job is to invite everybody into what you're doing and, have them a part of the show, my nigga. Like, hey, y'all, we're all joking. We all crewing here. We're all friends. So as friends, I'm telling jokes to my friends. So I want all my friends in here to see that shit right there. Hey, friends, y'all see that? We joking on that. We joking on this. We joking on that. Even when you telling a story of something that they wasn't involved in, you want to be so descriptive in your setup that everybody feels like they're there. So by the time the punchline comes, everybody's in full agreement of what that punchline is, and we can all get our laugh off. Like I was telling him, like, nigga, that's what it is with everything, dog. Like, you gotta have the ability to involve motherfuckers in your shit. Like whatever it is, nigga, whatever that tool may be, whatever you're going into, you gotta know what your ass is doing in order for you to be able to adapt and act accordingly in everything. Like I tell y'all, like that's what this fucking show is about, my nigga. I give y'all game for life. I'm trying to equip motherfuckers with the tools to move accordingly in every situation in life. Like it's not always gonna be super actionable like today with the comedy shit, but I always want to create a mindset on shit. Like, nigga, I want you to like see what the fuck it is about life and how to adapt and how to move accordingly in every given situation. And what you say, Shan, you're not gonna grow with people who want to be your favorite. Exactly, because that's my thing. I hate yes men. I don't want friends who feel like telling me something I don't want to hear is going to end our friendship, because it's the exact opposite. If I have the type of friend that's going to tell me everything to make me smile, even though I need to be kicked in my ass, I don't want to be friends with you. Because at the end of the day, my nigga, you're not helping me grow. You're going to keep me stagnant, and that's not good for me. That's terrible. Who playing bully in the background? Man, that's Deuce. Shout out Baylor. Baylor the Great, BTG for President podcast, and Open Run with BTG podcast. Yeah, nigga, that's Deuce playing bully in the background. But like I said, my nigga, like with the friend group that you choose, like the best friends that you're gonna have in your life are gonna be the friends that can keep it 100 with you, and the friends that they can take you keeping it 100 with them. What's going on, Portobello? That's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, if I have a friend that I feel like I can't be honest with, I don't want to be your friend either. Like, we should both be able to be 100 with each other. I should be able to tell you when you sucked. You should be able to tell me when I sucked, my nigga. If you was trash, I should be able to be like, man, you was trash. And you understand that the love that I have for you and the love you have for me, I'm coming from a good place. I'm not coming from no malicious place, nigga. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or make you feel bad or none of that shit. I'm just letting you know there's room for improvement. Because like I say, like, nigga, just in the terms and the words that you use and how you use them and how you articulate yourself in a whole lot of ways, like something that I was explaining to one of my homegirls not too long ago, like, there's no need to be brutally honest. You can be 100% honest with somebody without ever being brutal. I honestly look at brutal honesty as limited vocabulary, a limited ability to communicate. Because you could tell somebody they breath smell like shit in a way that can be palatable. Like, nigga, instead of telling you your breath smell like shit, I could just offer you some mints. Like, nigga, I can ask you like, hey man, is something going? You okay? Oh, what you mean? Like, nigga, you got a little smell coming from your oral cavity, my nigga. Like, everything cool? I don't gotta be like, God damn, your breath smell like shit. Ugh, nigga, damn. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, there's ways of telling somebody something that they may not want to hear, but you can tell them in a way that's like, okay, I feel what you're saying. Nigga, me telling you your breath is funky as a motherfucker, like, it's easy to be brutally honest. I tell motherfuckers that shit all the time. Like, nigga, brutal honesty is easy. When niggas tell me they brutally honest, that's like a cop out. Like, that's not you just keeping it 100. Cause I keep it 100 with motherfuckers without hurting their feelings. Like, I could tell you some fucked up shit in a nice way. Like, that's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, offering somebody some mints is a whole lot better than telling them they motherfucking breath smell like shit. Just like if somebody have a bad fucking performance on stage, I don't gonna be like, damn, you stunk it up tonight, nigga. You should get the fuck out of here. You garbage. Like, nigga, I could literally tell them, like, man, shit, boy, them jokes wasn't landing tonight, nigga. You got to work on those. There's definitely room for improvement. Or I might tell them straight up, like, yeah, you might want to throw that whole set away. All them jokes, they got to go. I could see the talent, nigga. You good and shit, but those jokes, fuck all those. Delete all that shit. That's the fucking thing. And what you say, Baylor, tone and action is a major factor in communication. A lot of lives and feelings will be saved if people noticed it. Exactly, my nigga. Because that's like a thing too. Tone, especially tone. Because like I tell motherfuckers all the time, like about certain words you use. The way that you say what's up to a nigga could be the difference between a greeting and an ass whooping. If I'm like, oh, what's up, homie? It's like, oh, what's up? But if I say, what's up, homie? Now we got conflict, my nigga. Like if a nigga say pull up, nigga pull up could mean, hey man, hey, yeah, where you at? Hey, pull up. We got a party coming on. Or like, pull up then. Pull up. Like, nigga, the way you say shit is very important, my nigga. So that's the fucking thing. Like I said, like you don't have to be brutally honest with people. You can tell people whatever the fuck you want to tell them. You just got to know how to tell them. Like that's effective communication, my nigga. Like I'm a big believer in effective fucking communication. Like that's like one of my major keys to life. One of the reasons that I became a podcaster because I pride myself on my ability to communicate, my ability to translate my ideas, to like share how I feel and what's on my mind with groups of people, my nigga. Same with comedy. Like, um, I was having a conversation with one of my homeboys, and we was talking about comedy, and he was asking like how I felt about certain comics, like with T.K. Kirkland. Like T.K. Kirkland is one of my favorite comedians. He's not my favorite, but if I was to pattern my style off of anybody, I want for my comedy to sound like T.K. Kirkland. Because T.K. Kirkland is one of those dudes who gives informative game as well as being funny. Like right now, I'm just funny. I just get up on stage, tell some jokes, nigga, here you go. Get these laughs, here's some jokes, this shit is funny, and that's my set. I want to be able to incorporate what I do on this show, which is give niggas, some game for life and roll that into some funny shit. Right now, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Like I haven't been able to marry both my brands. So y'all get the game on the podcast and the jokes on the stage. But eventually, when I really get good at the comedy shit, I want to be able to do them both at the same time. I want to be able to like have it like, yeah, nigga, here goes some ism and some jokes and laugh at this shit. It's funny too. I ain't that good yet, my nigga, but I'm working on it. Because I'm not saying that I'm not good at comedy, but when it comes to being able to do both those things, I ain't good at that yet. I ain't gonna front, my nigga. Like I say, I'm not the type of person that believes in humility or limiting myself, but I am the type of person that believes in being realistic about who I am, where I am, and my limitations. So at the current moment, that's not a skill that I have. That's not a talent that I have yet, but I'm working on it, my nigga. Because like I was telling him on the phone, like me and him, we've been doing comedy for about the same amount of time, but the advantage that I have on him is I have a mentor already. Like I've been to New York, my nigga. Like I've networked with a lot of comedians that have a lot more experience than me. They've been a lot more places than me. They've done a lot more things than I have. So just with that little bit of knowledge that I have that he don't have, nigga, we was on the phone like 3.5 hours, my nigga. And I just was basically giving him all the tools that I was given. Because like I tell y'all on the fucking show, my nigga, like, there's nothing that I know that I hold back from my audience. There's nothing that I know that I hold back from my friends. And I honestly look at my audience as my friends because y'all are my supporters. Like I tell motherfuckers about like people with platforms, like, comedians, rappers, actors, entertainers, or any of that. Like the people who support you should be important to you. Like you owe them something. You're providing them a service. So the people who support the service that I provide, nigga, like I don't take that lightly, my nigga. Like you don't have to come to my show. You don't have to listen to this motherfucker. you don't have to partake in anything that I do. You don't have to support anything that I do. So the fact that you made the choice to come and support me, I take that serious. So I do the best that I can in all that I do on any platform that I'm on to perform as well as I can, because I take serious the fact that you took time out of your day to come fuck with me, whether that be whatever it is. If you came to listen to my motherfucking podcast, I take that serious. So I do the best that I can to create the best content that I can. Like, I want to give y'all niggas the dopest podcast of all time every time. Every time I turn this motherfucking mic on, like, nigga, I have to be in a certain mood. I gotta be in a certain mind frame. Like, the way that I approach this shit, I don't just turn it on and be like, well, whatever, I don't give a fuck. It might be trash. No, nigga, I never want to be trash, because, like I said, my nigga, y'all niggas is giving me 60 minutes of your motherfucking day. This a long fucking show, my nigga. So for motherfuckers to be telling me about some shit that I spent the hour talking about, I want for that whole hour to be meat and potatoes, my nigga. Like, I want for a motherfucker to be able to tune in to any 5 minutes of this shit and feel like they got something. Nigga, like, when I put them little 1 minute clips on social media, I want a motherfucker to be like, damn, I need to hear the rest of that shit. That nigga was spitting. I want a motherfucker to be listening to my podcast and somebody to walk by and be like, what is that? That nigga spitting. Same with when I do comedy, my nigga. Like, I want motherfuckers to walk into the bar, cause like I say, nigga, I'm not always doing comedy clubs and shows like that. Nigga, there's times when I'm doing comedy at a bar. I'm doing comedy at a restaurant. I'm doing comedy in all type of places. So even if you didn't come to hear no comedy, I want you to be like, man, I wasn't even paying attention, but that motherfucker had me dying. Nigga, I had to listen to that nigga after that motherfucker said whoop de whoop. That shit had me rolling. Nigga, we need to find that nigga. We need to follow him. We need to see what he doing. Next time he in town, I'm inviting my whole family, because this nigga fucking hilarious. Because again, like I was explaining to him, like, nigga, I approach everything that I do like I gotta perform like, number one, it's my last time. And number two, like, it's somebody else's first time. Like, nigga, I don't never want somebody's first impression of me to be me bullshitting. Like, I don't want to be bombing or, just phoning it in today. Because this might be this nigga first time seeing me, my nigga. This motherfucker might be somebody who might want to support me for the rest of my life if I kill. So I don't want to be half-ass doing something. And then they like, Uncle Dolemite? Oh, I seen that nigga. That nigga ain't funny at all. Or the Too Much Game podcast, I heard that bullshit, nigga. That nigga was like just breathing into the microphone. That nigga wasn't talking my shit. That motherfucker was just running his mouth, talking about some shit he seen on TV. Nigga, I'm not listening to that shit. That podcast trash as fuck. Like, I always want for every performance that I do to be tip top shape. Like, nigga, every time. I want every time to be the best time. Like, nigga, whether I'm doing something big and extravagant or I'm doing something small in front of 6 people. It's the motherfucking deal. Pork, cool out corner. What's going on, my nigga name? Mr. Right Now. Like, that's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, you never know when it's gonna be somebody's first time seeing it. Or when it's gonna be your last time doing something. You don't want your last time to be some bullshit. So like I said, nigga, that night, Thursday night, we was performing at a bar, my nigga. And like I told him, I said, nigga, the fact that it was only like 6 people in that motherfucker, and we all went up, nigga, we all showed the fuck out. Nigga, I was proud of that, dog. Cause like I told him, like, I performed for hundreds of people. Like, I performed in big ass venues with big stages, big productions, other big known comics and shit, and I performed in small little bars with only a couple of people in that motherfucker. And as long as I performed well, I was proud of myself, my nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck that it was only a couple of people. Them couple of motherfuckers was laughing, my nigga. Like I say, like, nigga, I've done this podcast, my nigga, and I've been recording this motherfucker, and I'm looking at the number in the live. That motherfucker be going between 1 and 0. 1 and 0. Like, I'm on Twitch right now. It say I got 1 viewer on Twitch, but they ain't saying shit, my nigga. Like, I don't know if it's a comment section. I don't know how Twitch works. I don't know if it's a comment section. If you on Twitch, leave a comment, because I don't even know if they can comment on Twitch. But I'm live on Twitch right now, my nigga. Like, I don't know how Twitch works, but again, Even if I'm performing for 2 people, one motherfucking person, I'ma show the fuck out. You know, when I first started podcasting, my nigga, like I would look at the numbers and I would be fucking, I would literally get like kind of discouraged. Like, damn, nobody listen to this motherfucker. Like it'll say like, oh, two listeners. Nigga, both them listeners was me. Nigga, I listened to this motherfucker twice. That was me that listened to this motherfucker twice. But again, my nigga, just in case somebody else listen, I was still showing the fuck out. You know, because that's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, no matter what you do, you always want to be performing to the top of your fucking ability, my nigga. Like, no matter what. And like I said, nigga, when you doing something that has live feedback, if you performing even to the top of your fucking ability and you're not getting that feedback, you have to have the ability to pivot out of that shit, my nigga. Like, nigga, even though, nigga, I'm doing the best that I can, nigga, my best might not be enough, so I have to do my best in a different way. You know, I have to do my best with a different fucking approach. Because one approach don't work on everything. One tool does not solve all problems. And I was just thirsty. And what you say, pork, I never pay attention to the numbers no more. Long as one person feel it, we good. And that's how I feel, honestly, my nigga. Like, I haven't looked at my analytics in probably like a year or so on some real shit. Because, you know, like, the cool thing that I like about comedy is the immediate feedback. Like I like to hear how people fuck with it. Like that's the reason that I do my show live. That's why I go live on Instagram whenever I do my show. Because I like to have people, you know, if I'm doing good, I like to see people respond to what I'm saying. I like to have that immediate feedback. Like that shit is cool. It's the motherfucking deal, Uncle Bob. What's going on? Bluebell Goddess. You know, like that's the fucking thing. Like if I got motherfuckers immediately saying something, like I know if I'm doing good or I'm doing bad. Like I fuck with that shit in the moment. Like I like to have it where motherfuckers is like, oh yeah, that's good. Or like I said, that's bad. Like that's the main reason that I went to New York. Because the one thing that I know about New York crowds and shit like that is when you fucking with a New York crowd, if they like you, they love you. But if they don't like you, you're gonna know that fucking second, my nigga. They will boo your ass in New York. They will tell you, get this nigga the fuck off the stage in New York. In New York, them niggas gonna let you know in the moment. And what I say, I think I have 7 listeners for my podcast, and I love all 6 of them. Hey man, I'm telling you, nigga, shit, nigga, me, King Germ, Shan, 12 Cal, Britt. Nah, nigga, you got more than 7, my nigga. That's guaranteed. You for sure got more than 7. They say, and I'm making Choco Tacos today. Hey, y'all hit up Baylor the Great. He got Choco Tacos on deck, my nigga. But, you know, like I said, dog, like, I like the immediate feedback in everything that I do because, like I say, like, I like to know that it's time to pivot out. I like to know that it's time to make an adjustment, you know, because, like, in my last episode, changes and adjustments, my nigga, as a person, how you operate, a big part of life is about your reaction to any given circumstance. Life is definitely about action, but it's also about reaction. You know, how you adapt to certain situations, you know, how you rise above adversity, how you handle things not going your way, how you handle things going fucked up, how you handle tragedy, how you handle heartbreak, how you handle loss, how you handle somebody saying something you don't like. You know, like I tell motherfuckers, like, nigga, the measure of a man is his ability to solve problems. You know, the ability of a man to lead beyond pain, to lead beyond emotional duress, to lead beyond something being fucked up. You know, because that's what life is, my nigga. The beauty of life is that you can't predict it. Same with comedy. You know, nigga, the beauty of comedy is catching motherfuckers off guard. You know, that's what comedy is all about. It's about that misdirection, my nigga. Like, it's about making you think I'm gonna go here and then switching gears on your ass. That's what life do, my nigga. You know, life could be going all the way up in this direction, and all of a sudden, nigga, that motherfucker gonna throw you a curveball, my nigga. You know, like I've told y'all a bunch of times on this fucking show, nigga, that's the beauty of life is the fact that it's fucked up. bad things is gonna happen, my nigga. And the thing about bad things in life happening is it makes those good things feel that much better when you know what it's like for bad things to happen. Like good food tastes better when you've tasted some nasty shit. Good food tastes better when you've been fucking starving all fucking day. Like nigga, that same Popeye's chicken sandwich hit way different after a long ass day of work and you ain't been eating. You been fucking starving. Your stomach hurting. Nigga, you can get one white ass saltine cracker and that motherfucker tastes like Thanksgiving dinner when you ain't ate all motherfucking day. You know, nigga, that's life in general, my nigga. Like when you've been having a string of fucked up days, you know, just like as a comic or anything, my nigga, when you've had a string of fucked up performances and then you fuck around and do good that one time, nigga, that good time, that shit hit way different. That shit feel great, my nigga. You know, like that's the fucking thing about nigga life. Like I was telling him, like nigga, my ability to go onto these stages with the confidence that I have is I know what it's like to be fucked up. I know what it's like to do fucked up. And I've seen worse, I've gone through worse. So even if I don't give the best performance of my life and these niggas don't laugh, I'm still cool. Because I've gone through worse, I've been through worse, I've done better through worse. I've solved bigger problems in this one. So I'm not finna approach this like, oh my God, my life is over. I fucking bombed. No. I just didn't have the right tools for the fucking job, but that don't mean I'm not good at the fucking job. What's going on, Young Tender? What's going on, Brett Renee? You know, like I said, my nigga, like the material that you brought might not work. You know, because like I said, my nigga, that material that I brought that night, nigga, I thought that shit was gonna kill. It didn't. I was bombed. Them niggas was not fucking with the premise. They wasn't fucking with the punchlines. They wasn't fucking with the scheme. They wasn't fucking with nothing about them jokes, my nigga. That shit was laying flat, my nigga. The whole crowd was just sitting there looking at me like, I'm like, do y'all niggas not realize these are good jokes? But like I said, my nigga, I couldn't be married to that shit, my nigga. It was like, all right, look, these ain't working. Let me go to these. And when I said, I start killing their ass. You know, because like I said some shit, and then I was like, well, damn, that shit don't work. But look at the motherfucking DJ. That nigga ain't working neither, my nigga. Nigga, we had a DJ sitting there behind us. That motherfucker didn't play one song. Man. That nigga didn't play a single song. I roasted the fuck out that nigga. Like, how the fuck you a DJ sitting here not playing no motherfucking music? Roasted the shit out that nigga. Then the motherfucking, the MC of the night, the host, he fucked my name up. That nigga called me Uncle Dolemite. I had to cut his ass up. Roasted the fuck out that nigga. Crowd rolling. Bomb averted, my nigga. I didn't bomb. Like I started out, my material was sucking. I ain't on front, nigga. My material was not landing. It's not bad material though. This was the conversation that I had with the homie. It's not always your material. Sometimes you just have the wrong material for the crowd that you're playing. So don't think that because what you had wasn't working, my nigga. You just have to go to something else. It's like if you a fucking doctor, my nigga. Aspirin don't fix every fucking thing. You know, sometimes you might want to use ibuprofen, nigga. Sometimes you might want to use fucking, I don't know, Ritalin or some shit. I don't know about pills. I don't take pills. But I'm pretty fucking sure one pill don't solve every fucking ailment, my nigga. You know, and that's the thing. Like, nigga, you have to have the ability to know which tool solves the problem. So that crowd that I was in, that was not a comedy crowd. That was an inside joke crowd. That's the type of crowd that you make jokes about shit that they can immediately see. You make jokes about shit that they can immediately understand. You know, so once you start doing crowd work and talking about the bar and the drinks and the waitress and the MC and that nigga's dirty ass shirt and that nigga fucked up shoes, then you do well, my nigga. But again, you have to have the ability to adapt, like the ability to think on your fucking feet. And then you do well. But when you too married to the one tool that you using, you gonna fuck up, my nigga. Because you can't be a doctor and you think that brain surgery gonna solve every problem. You can't be like, well, surgery. Oh man, my elbow is hurting. It's sore. Surgery. We're gonna cut your ass open. Oh man, nigga, my stomach hurt, my nigga. You know, I've been farting a lot. Surgery, nigga. We cutting you open. That's not how that shit work, my nigga. Like you gotta know how to solve each problem, my nigga. Every different problem has a different solution. And what they say, disrespectful, getting your name wrong. Exactly, my nigga. That's a nigga who knows me. How the fuck you fucking my name up? And we talk to each other regularly, my nigga. And what you say, KC? In every situation, you have to adapt. Exactly, and that's the fucking thing, dog. Like, you know, one thing I pride myself on, and one thing that I tell y'all all the time on this show is, nigga, like, life is about your ability to adapt, your ability to, you know, like I say, leave beyond pain, your ability to deal with things not going your way and figure out ways to still operate, even though life is imperfect. You know, like I say all the time about the beauty of life, nigga, imperfection is the beauty of life because you get the ability to solve problems. You know, the fact that there are problems to solve is a beautiful thing. None of us would have a job if there weren't problems to be solved. Whatever that problem may be, there's a reason that you're paid to solve a problem. Whether your ass fold boxes, drive trucks, deliver mail, take out trash, cut grass, or any of that shit. All of that shit is a problem that needs a solution. Sometimes you're the solution to the problem. You know, so that's the fucking thing about life and the problems that you have. You know, your day-to-day problems are what you're gonna be judged by in life. The adversity that you overcome in life is gonna be how you're gonna be measured. Like nigga, we wouldn't even look at Kobe as what he was if it wasn't for his great opponents. The same as what I say about Muhammad Ali. The reason that a lot of people put Muhammad Ali as the greatest of all time because he had some of the greatest competition of all time. The reason that I put Kobe Bryant above Michael Jordan is because Kobe had better fucking competition than Michael Jordan. You know, I feel like that nigga overcame greater odds than Michael Jordan. You know, like that's how I judge a lot of motherfuckers. I judge you by the competition. What's going on, Pod Saved Our Marriage? And what he say, sometimes it's just the jokes. Sometimes it's the audience get back in the lab and figure it out. What would Kobe do? Exactly, my nigga. That's funny that he talking about Kobe when I was talking about Kobe. You know, what's going on? Can't fool me none. You know, because that's the fucking thing, dog. Like, when it comes to Kobe, the reason that I put Kobe as the greatest two guard of all time is because Kobe Bryant was stepping on two guards at the golden age of the two guard in the NBA. The greatest era of the shooting guard position in the NBA was the era that Kobe played in. Night in, night out, Kobe had to go against a motherfucker that was dope at his fucking position. And he did his motherfucking shit. You know, like I say, nigga, that's life, my nigga. Like when you overcome great odds, my nigga, you get judged way higher for, you know, like the reason that everybody want to say, I started from the bottom, I came from the bottom, I come from nothing. Because they understand that, nigga, overcoming great circumstances makes you yourself look great. Nobody want to be known as a silver spooner, like they was given something, like life just handed them an easy hand. Everybody understands that you get a extra brownie point for overcoming a certain circumstance, my nigga. You know, like I tell motherfuckers about, you know, like sports in general, my nigga. Like if you won by 100, that's cool. But everybody is on the edge of their fucking seat when you don't know who gonna win. Like nigga, because you gotta adapt. You gotta, you know, what is he gonna do? How is he gonna overcome this shit? You know, like nigga, there is no Superman without the Joker, my nigga. You know, like you need to have that fucking adversity to test you. What's going on, my nigga Ant? You know, that's who I was talking to. That nigga the whole reason for today's episode on some real shit. You know, but like that's the fucking thing. Like overcoming great circumstances is what makes you great. You know, like I told y'all, nigga, my proudest moment in comedy was my performance at the I-9 Lounge. You know, and that came from my performance at Club Truth in Queens. Because Truth was so fucked up, man. It was such a difficult fucking crowd, my nigga. Them was like one of them, nigga, get the fuck out of here type crowds. Like, them niggas didn't want to hear no goddamn comedy. Them niggas wanted to eat jerk chicken and watch fucking baseball. But we up there trying to tell jokes to these niggas. And because of how hard that room was, nigga, I came into Club I-9 with a whole different fucking approach, a whole different mindset, a whole different understanding of what my job as a comedian was. You know, like I was talking to JP after my performance at Club Truth, and he was telling me, like, you was too married to your material. You can't use the same material on every crowd. You can't tell the jokes the same way with every crowd. And like I say, that's the metaphor for life, my nigga. There's no one solution for every problem. So if the solution that you're bringing into that problem don't work, you find another fucking solution. So when it came to that performance at that club and the shit wasn't working, it was like, nigga, what do? You adapt. You change how you do it. You change how you get these motherfuckers' attention. You know, instead of just telling your jokes, even though they're not paying attention, you get their fucking attention. You know, you make them motherfuckers pay attention. You're here to do a fucking job. So you make sure that you can do the fucking job that you came to do. You know, it's just like when you a fucking substitute teacher, my nigga. If everybody in the class is hooping and hollering and screaming, you don't just do the lesson while they not fucking paying attention, my nigga. You make them pay attention so you can teach the lesson because it's your job to teach. It ain't just your job to talk. Same with a fucking comedian, my nigga. It's your job to get the laughs, not just tell the jokes. If you telling the motherfucking jokes and they not laughing, you not doing your fucking job, my nigga. Anybody could have did that, nigga. I could have just put the fucking PA system up in a fucking screen and told your jokes without your dumb ass being there. If that's what you there for, you just, oh, I'm just here performing my fucking jokes. You know? So whether you laugh or not, I don't give a shit. You know, whether you pay attention or not, I don't give a shit. I'm just performing these jokes. Shit, nigga, I could have put a fucking Bluetooth speaker to perform your fucking jokes if that's what the fuck it was about. Like, nigga, you supposed to get people to be involved in what you're doing, my nigga. You supposed to make the crowd feel like we're all in a circle. We're all a part of what's going on right now. This is not just a show, this is a conversation. I want all y'all to be a part of this conversation. Everybody, listen. I got some funny shit to tell y'all. I got a funny story for y'all. That's how it's supposed to feel when you a fucking comedian. You're inviting everybody into this funny story you telling. Like if you was at a fucking classroom, you was in school, or you was amongst your homies, like, hey nigga, this shit funny as a motherfucker. Come here, I'm finna tell y'all. I'm finna tell y'all this shit funny as fuck. And then you get everybody to hear what you saying and you involve them in the fact that you got a fucking funny ass joke to tell them, my nigga. That's what it is. You know, just like with any job, you figure out what it is that you're supposed to be doing in any job. You figure out what any given problem is, and then you create the fucking solution, my nigga. You know, like I said, that's the beauty of life in general. You know, like I said in the episode, this is why I'm cool. Like on some real shit. Out of all my early episodes, they used to be all my favorites, but now that's my favorite, even though that motherfucker 2 hours. But if you got time, you should go listen to that episode. This is why I'm cool. Forgot the number, but that's the name of the episode. This is why I'm cool. And that episode was literally about, my nigga, like my philosophy for life, which is life ain't perfect, and that's the beauty of it. You know, everything in life, the reason that I keep the stoic demeanor, the reason that I'm always cool and collected, the reason I never get too shook is because I understand that nothing's ever gonna go the way that it's planned. Nothing's ever gonna go my way. That's just how life is, my nigga. My job in life is to make shit go as smoothly as it can, no matter what. Like nigga, when life is going fucked up, I still gotta move beyond what the fuck is going on. I come across a problem, I solve it, and I keep going. You know, a bridge is fucked up, I find another bridge. You know, or I build a bridge, or I fix the bridge. But if I know for a fact I gotta get to the other side, I have to figure out how I'm gonna get to the other side. That's what life is about. It's about getting to the other side, no matter what happens to the bridge. Even if the bridge ain't there. Even if I gotta swim. Even if I gotta take the fucking long route. You know, that's what it is. Like, nigga, my mindset always has to be on what's the fucking solution. You know, I can't marry the problem. I gotta find a solution. And yeah, prayers to Scarface. I don't know what it is, but goddamn, boy, it sucks to get fucked up news on the fucking show. But what you say? It's a gift to make people laugh naturally, but it's a talent to understand how to control the crowd and how to pivot out of something that may not work. Research, study, and practice. Exactly, my nigga. Take the L's and cherish the W's. Exactly. Because that's the fucking thing. Like I said, my nigga, like, that's how I approach comedy. I'm here to make you motherfuckers laugh. So that's the fucking thing. And find you a private merch dealer. Shout out Baylor the Great, nigga. Follow Baylor the Great. If you need some merch, some one of one, some motherfucking some bespoke, holler at Baylor, nigga. Baylor got you. Shit gonna be clean. But like I said, my nigga, like it's your job to solve the problem. Like that's what you here for, my nigga. You ain't here to cry about the problem, cause crying don't solve problems. You ain't here to be stressed about the problem, cause stress don't solve problems. Nigga, you ain't here to sit here and sulk, have a motherfucking pity party, because pity don't solve problems. Nigga, you here to find a goddamn solution, my nigga. Like I tell y'all about arguing, nigga, I don't argue. Like, what's the motherfucking solution? Like, what's the resolution, nigga? What are we trying to come to an agreement upon? Anything outside of that, I'm not fucking addressing it, discussing it, or none of that shit. Nigga, we looking for the fucking solution. If we having a miscommunication, nigga, how is it that we can come to an agreement? That's what it is with me in everything, my nigga. Like when I have problems, all I'm looking for is a solution. I don't want pity for my problems. I want a solution for my problem. That's why I be telling motherfuckers, like, y'all be sitting here crying to the internet when you got something going on, like the internet give a fuck. The internet don't give a fuck about your motherfucking problems. The internet ain't gonna do nothing but laugh and judge your motherfucking ass. Nigga, y'all niggas don't see my problems. Nigga, I keep my problems amongst the motherfuckers who either can help me find a solution or the people who are a part of my small circle of confidence that if I need to get something off my chest, I could just get it off my chest and they can help me come to a solution or find one. Outside of that, nigga, I'm not telling motherfuckers my problems who ain't got nothing to do with them. Like I tell y'all, stop involving motherfuckers in your business if they don't have no investment in it. Because at the end of the fucking day, my nigga, some of these motherfuckers will compound and add to your problems. Some of these motherfuckers are happy that you have these problems. Some of these motherfuckers love to see that you got a problem. So don't get these niggas the satisfaction of seeing that, my nigga. Like I was telling the homie Ant, I don't like motherfuckers to see me look shook. So even in that performance that I was having, even though it was going bad, and I asked him, nigga, did I look shook when the motherfuckers wasn't laughing? Did I look scared? Did I look like I was fucked up? No. Because I have the confidence in knowing that I can pivot out of that shit, my nigga. And even if it don't look good, even if it look like it's going fucked up, nigga, I'm not finna let you niggas see me fucked up. I'm not finna let y'all niggas see me hurt. I'm gonna keep on showing the fuck off because I've solved bigger problems. I've done this before. Like nigga, I've had worse things happen to me, so I'm not finna let it shake me, and I'm not finna let you niggas break me. What's the motherfucking deal, Blackjack 94, Birmingham, Alabama, up in this motherfucker? And what he say? Outside noise just makes matters worse. Exactly. And that's the fucking thing. Like nigga, I don't like to let the outside world see me going through shit. Like if you're not somebody who I see as a confidant, somebody who I know has my best interests at heart, somebody who I know wants to see me win, I'm not giving the world the satisfaction of seeing me fucked up. Because like I tell motherfuckers, like nigga, it's a lot of motherfuckers in your life that want to see you fucked up. They want to see you do bad. They want to see you hurt, my nigga. Your frown makes them smile. Nigga, your sadness makes them happy, my nigga. So don't give them motherfuckers that satisfaction. You keep that amongst those people who are trying to help you do better, my nigga. That shit ain't the world's business, nigga. That's your business. And what you say, Baylor, a lot of people will criticize you because they wouldn't be able to handle what you're attempting to handle. Exactly. And that's the fucking thing. And that was something else that I was talking to Ann about, like haters in general, my nigga. Like, you're gonna have haters. That's just a part of life, my nigga. Your job is to just avoid the bullshit and focus on the real shit. Focus on your priorities. Focus on your mission. Focus on what you're trying to get accomplished. Fuck what they got going on. Like I said, my nigga, you jumping on the internet and complaining, all you doing is feeding your haters. All you doing is giving them something to smile about. All you doing is giving them motivation to keep on hating. Like, yeah, it's working. Look at him. He sad. He crying. He fucked up. I'm doing a good job at being a fucking hater. Fuck that shit, my nigga. I'm not giving you that satisfaction of feeling like you're winning by pissing me off, by hating on me. Nigga, fuck you. Nigga, you not getting that. That's not coming for free, my nigga. You could eat a dick. I'm not giving you that shit. So even when I'm fucked up, my nigga, you won't see me looking sad. You won't see me looking shook. You gonna see me with this same motherfucking look on my face. Like my favorite thing that I learned about football was Jim Brown. Jim Brown said he always get up slow. No matter what happens, no matter how the play went, he get up slow. Because he never wants you to know that he hurt. So if he get hit hard, he get up slow. If he trip over his fucking feet, he get up slow. No matter what happens, he's always gonna get up slow because he never wants you to know when he hurt. Because if he get up fast and then you hurt him and he get up slow, now you know you hurt him. So he get up slow every time, so you never know whether or not he hurt. That's how I am for life. I keep this motherfucking poker face on, so you never know when I'm shook. You never know when I'm sad, happy, or none of that shit, my nigga. I'm cool. So even if I'm fucked up in the head, I look cool. I tell motherfuckers all the time, I get stage fright all the fucking time, but I always look cool. Even when I'm shook, even when I'm scared, even when I'm sad, even when I'm fucked up, I still keep this look on my face because I never want motherfuckers to know that. Because there's motherfuckers that it makes they fucking day to see you look fucked up. And I ain't giving nobody that. And what they say, stay out the way, stay in your lane. Your support will come from people that admire your progress. But as soon as your progress drops, pay attention to who's leaving the event early. Exactly, and that's my fucking thing. Like I say, my nigga, I don't give suckers the satisfaction knowing that something ain't going right, my nigga. I always keep a stoic demeanor. Like, nigga, that's like basically what this whole fucking show is about. Like, nigga, your ability to stay cool during conflict. Nigga, your ability to stay cool, your ability to adapt to any given situation. When you have the ability to adapt, you a lot less likely to be shaken because you understand, nigga, I've solved these problems. I've solved bigger problems than this. So being that this ain't a problem that's bigger than anything else I've ever solved, I'm going to go ahead and solve this motherfucker and keep it pushing. I'm going to go on through life knowing that I have the ability to solve problems because that's what my job is. And with the understanding of what my job is, I'm going to do the motherfucking job every time and I'm going to do the job well. And I'm going to drop the mic on that shit. This has been your host, Uncle Dolemite of the Too Much Game Podcast, live from the sanctuary once again. If you would like to support me financially, you can cash at me at Uncle Dolemite, Uncle Dolemite, or get you some merchandise at Too Much Game Podcast.store, TOO Much Game Podcast.store. Support the squad, Townhouse Media, Town E House Media, Patreon.com/Townhouse Media. Check out the Sports for You podcast, sports number 4 letter U, on YouTube, Twitter, all streaming platforms. Them niggas on everything. Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Follow me on Instagram. All the fucking social medias under Uncle Dolemite. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. What's the motherfucking deal? Maxed out for the bankroll. The ism in the building. But, like I said, I'm on everything. Nigga, I'm on Twitch now. So I'm banned from going live on my Uncle Dolemite page on Instagram. So if you want to see me live on Twitch, follow Uncle Dolemite on Twitch. My nigga, Uncle Dolemite. I also got 2 YouTube pages. YouTube.com/Too Much Game Podcast, TOO Much Game Podcast, and Uncle Dolemite. Nigga, follow all that shit. I'll be live, I'll be recording and all that, nigga. Follow up. But that's it, nigga. I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too much game. Take care of me.